Hey guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do a live stream even though my hair doesn't look that good, and just talk about a few things. Maybe I should have this light face. No, I liked it better this way, even though my face is entirely blue because I'm working with a blue backdrop right in front of me. If you can't tell, it's right here. I guess I could also just do this. Why can't I? Yeah, let's try this. Now that looks funny. Or weird. Does it look alright? I don't know. Anyways, actually I'm going to leave that off to the side. This is just going to be a very brief live stream. I'm doing it off my phone, so it's not going to be much. Hello to the people who are joining in. Thank you for joining in. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands right now. Anyways, I want to do a live stream soon talking about some of the toys that I have because I'm not sure what's going on with the whole Coppa situation. So I want to do a whole live stream where I'm just like, hey, I'm going to grab a bunch of Transformers off my shelf, and we are going to talk about those Transformers and just review a whole bunch of them in one live stream. Now, that wouldn't mean that I wouldn't be able to do reviews for those figures either. It's just in case we could just go through a whole list of Transformers. So yeah, this live stream is probably only going to be about, let's say, 10-15 minutes. It's not going to be that long. I just don't feel like it. But one thing that I did want to talk about, because I never posted the video for it, and I don't know if I will. If I reverse the camera. Oh, look at that. It's the original 6th Bionicle sets. Come on in, guys. Come on in, Pohatu, and all you other ones. I recently got hold. Oh, hey, a donation. Hey, Larkin, thank you for the donation. I recently got. Oh, I didn't know you could also do little sticker things in the chat. Oh, that's cool. I haven't done much with my phone doing live streams, so this is kind of new for me. Brian, what's your secret to having such a magnificent beard? The answer is clear. Just let it happen, I guess. Anyways, so I recently got a hold of the Coppa. Actually, I don't think that was the last toy fair. I think that was the previous toy fair. First one to test, yay! And I had the Tahu before that one. No, I haven't gotten Siege Ratchet yet. I don't know what's going on with that because like 2 people have said, "Oh, I'll get you a Siege Ratchet," and none of them have, and I'm just like, "Oh, I don't know what to do." But anyways, talking about the Bionicle sets. So I got Coppa. It was incomplete. It was missing a lot of parts. It was missing this back gear section. I think it was missing some of these hand pieces. That's what I like to call them, even though they don't really look like hands anymore. I'm not sure if it included the ball, socket, and some parts of maybe the head. I think like the inner workings here were missing. But it had most of it, and I had the other piece to complete it. I just had to take it out from a Borag set that was incomplete, so yeah, it wasn't really what I consider a full Kopaka, but I made it work anyways. And then recently at a toy fair, I managed to get that gear, so I just swapped it out anyways. And now I got a complete Kopaka. Tahu I bought complete at the toy fair beforehand. Pohatu was my first Bionicle set, but that is not my first Pohatu. That one was a purchase I made at the toy fair again a long time ago, and that was a complete Bionicle set. Came with the instructions and everything. Anua, I like how I'm trying to focus on Bionicle, but people are asking me questions, and it's kind of distracting, so can you guys just give me a sec? I will get to the chat in a second. I just wanted to talk about this. Anua, funny enough, he was just a bunch of random parts that I managed to get. I noticed that in a parts haul, there was enough to make almost a complete Anua. There was just the neck piece and the claws. And yeah, and I managed to get them later on, so that's good. Golly, I had bought beforehand. I had to repurchase her though. Or not repurchase, actually grab a whole bunch of the parts from a parts haul, because Toy Fair is hosted by Cherry Bomb Toys, and sometimes they'll have a whole bucket of parts, and usually I'll just grab from that. But golly, she was incomplete on the first day because I never got one of the hooks. She never came with one. Now I've got both of them, and I've also got a spare. I've got the whole set all together. Liwa has always been my favorite, but I've been so incredibly unlucky with the mask. I have, I think in my collection, 5 Mirus, and 3 of them are broken, 1 of them is fine, and the other one is also fine, it's just on Liwa. So yeah, and then again, Tahu I just bought complete. No canister or anything like that, but I managed to get them. Other Bionicle sets I wanted to talk about that are nostalgic. I recently was able to complete a Rahaga Coolis, a Levac Cal, and a Hafu from the Matoran 2003 line. I was also able to complete one of my first Bionicle sets, which was the Wenua set. Very awesome because I have very nostalgic feelings for this guy. So pretty cool. I was able to get, the main things were the weapon, the mask, and the rubber band. I managed to get all that. So very cool. And then I've also got in my hand, what are these? Some extra Kanohis. I've got a Great How, but I think that comes from another set, or maybe not. I'm not sure. Either way, that can just go onto Wenua. But I've got with me, with the Tahu. And I think I also have this. No, not in the Nuva. Actually, you know what? It's funny. I have the Picari in red that can go onto Tahu, but the Toa Nuva ones, I have the Picari that can be swapped for a How, which is the reverse. So let's go ahead and just pop that off and just take a look at that. I've also got extra of a Pohatu's mask. I forget all the names. Pohatu's mask, Liwa, Onua, Gali, Tahu, and Kopaka. But yeah, extra Picari. Wow, it's possible to combine these into large robots. Or are you talking about Raiden still? And then also, I've got a gold Picari. So that will go onto Onua. I had a gold, whatever Pohatu's mask was. So what is he talking about? I don't know. Yeah, gold Picari. That looks weird, but I like it. The secret ball from Gali and Pohatu. Yeah, I was thinking of doing the combiners for these guys, but I didn't because I didn't want to split them up. I mean, just having all 6 of them, ugh, it's just so good. So yeah, just wanted to quickly talk about that. Now you guys want me to talk about some other stuff. I've got more Bionicle sets. It's just I wanted to bring up the Toa because they're the original. And funny enough that I bring these up because Pohatu was my very first Bionicle set that I ever gotten. Now, granted, that Pohatu is not the first Pohatu that I ever got. I had to repurchase it. But I got that at Christmas. So since Christmas, about maybe 2000, up until 2019 now, this is going to be the actual first Christmas of a complete line. Oh, I'm sorry, I wanted to talk about Bionicle. Oh no, I don't have the Exotoa. I love Bionicle. They're so nostalgic. As much as people say, oh, Generation 1 Transformers, that is so nostalgic for me. These are pretty much my version of a G1 Transformer. God, especially Liwa. I remember taking him to school, and I think it was like some sort of fair thing, and I just brought Liwa, and I played with him for so long. Almost 20 years in the making. Yeah, exactly. It was... Okay. I know... Are they still out for general sale? I mean, these are, like, what, 18 years old now? 19 years old? Let me bring out the Canister. Because I know you guys aren't into Bionicle. I'm not going to talk about Bionicle for the entire thing. I just wanted to because it was on my mind. And I haven't really done a video on Ultimate Doom or T-Fan Page 1-1 about these, so... I wanted to talk about the canisters. Now, with Transformers, usually the boxes are just kind of off to the side. I pooped out a Mega Bloks piece just now. Don't know where that came from. But lately, they've been trying to integrate the packaging with this background thing. And for some it works, for some it doesn't. You just kind of get a whole bunch of cardboard insert things, and sometimes they're a little hard to display. But with these were really cool. Not only do you feel like you get your money's worth on the actual Toa itself, this being the Pohatu set, $10, that wasn't bad. I think it was actually a little bit less than that for the US. I think it might have been about $8-9. But here in Canada, it was $10. You know, very simple. That's not too bad. But what's cool about the canister is it's actually also integrated into the toy. It's a part of the toy itself. I really like it. I know my channel's primarily Transformers, but yeah. Anyways, so what's cool about this is it kind of had a story, and this is kind of a history lesson. The story is that the Toa would wash up on the shore in these containers, and they would just come out and they would all be, you know, thrown into bits. And then they would have to build themselves up and then walk onto the lands of what is Matanui, and no, that is not from Moana. How good do you think Overload will be? I have no idea. People keep asking me about Overload and what I think. Is it going to be 2 legs or 4 legs? Is it going to be a tall leader class toy? I don't know. We haven't seen it, so I can't comment on that. But anyways, so yeah, the canisters. I mean, you can see the stories right there, but what was so cool about the canisters themselves is that you get all this information here, like it tells you about the poster, you could put the figure in the canister, you get this mask code thing that would be integrated into the online thing, so you had, the website was so freaking cool. And you know, it had all the basic information on this, but not only that, you could twist the canister inside and find out more information about, or just images about some of the other sets, like Kopaka, you get a different code, Tahu, Liwa, Onua, Gali, there we go. And what's also cool is you also get kind of a story right here, and it's probably not the best told because, well, you probably have no idea what's going on, but there's the canister being washed up on shore, there's it opening up, there's all the pieces laid out, and then there's him building himself together, which is basically just part of the instructions. And then there's him just rocking out, and that's the set you built. So it really just made the whole line feel like it wasn't just a toy. It made it feel like there's history to it. There's a story to be told with it. And that's what I like. And then not only that, you could open up the canister, and here's all the stuff. So I got the instructions. Didn't get the poster with it. But what's cool about the instructions is it kind of shows you the story in here too, a little bit. Like there's the canister, and then there's how you build it. I love the backgrounds too. They did a really wonderful job with this. But not only that, if we continue to move forward, halfway into the instructions, it will show you how to build the Mega Combiner. Now you would need 3 sets to build this combiner, and each set would show you a different section of the instructions. So yeah, I mean, this isn't going to be the complete instructions, but you need the rest of the sets. And then on the back, it also displays this thing to where you can use the lid as a temple. Not only that, the lid, you can apply a mask if you want. So yeah, that's a lot of information. Plus, also it tells you the different colors right here. These masks, as shown with this red Picari, you can get them in different colors in these pack sets. So very cool, very awesome way to not only display on the shelves, not only to really get you invested into the story, not only to get you invested into buying the other sets, but to make it actually feel like this is a part of something. You know, it's not just a basic Transformer that you would sell from the Generations lineup that just kind of feels like another Transformer in the mix. I'm not complaining about Transformers, good God, no. But this really made it feel like it had a story, like there was something there, and there was. There was books, comics, blah blah blah. So I really like Bionicle. It's just one of the most nostalgic pieces for me. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because one, I really wanted to set these all up, and two, just kind of like a history lesson thing, you know, for those who, I know some of you guys might not care about Bionicle as much as I do, but it was just in case you wanted to know a little bit more, I didn't feel like it hurt to really talk about it. Plus, also, they had awesome gimmicks because you had the mask that could pop off, which the bad guys can knock off, but stays in just fine. You had this arm gimmick right here. Not only that, they were still articulated. They weren't super articulated, but, you know, they were good. So, I really like these sets. They're very cool. I've got all the Toa. The only thing I'm missing on the Toa Nuva is one of got all these little hydraulic things. The 6 elements of Bakugan. I mean, I guess Bakugan took it from Bionicle, if anything. Bionicle came first. This was the days of, like, when all the kids at the playground had Beyblades. There was a point where I think every child in the world pretty much had a Bionicle. Or knew about Bionicle. So, yeah, it's definitely something that I'm a huge fan of. I've got 2 full shelves of, well, 1 full shelf of Bionicle, and then another shelf with some Bionicle, and then there's Hero Factory and other stuff at the top, so. Yeah, I'm into Bionicle. I love it. But you guys might not care about that and might like Transformers. So some of you guys might be wondering, hey, what's going on with Transformers Misfortune? I know I'm not really talking to the chat, so I'm sorry about that. What's going on with Transformers Misfortune? When is episode 2 coming out of season 2? Here's the thing. With the whole Coppa situation, I thought that I'm going to release the episode. Okay, see you, Josh. I'm going to release the episode early and just hope for the best, but at least if I release it early, it's out there. Like, you guys can actually see it. Episode 2 hasn't even been done yet. The reason why I got through episode 1 is because I really wanted that big push, but then certain things just got in the way, so I never really, so far, haven't gotten to episode 2. Hopefully I will soon. But it just all depends. So I do apologize for that. You know, if I got anyone excited for, hey, when's episode 2 coming out? Yeah, not really coming out anytime soon, so. Plus, also, I wanted to do the rest of the season when I have the rest of the season out, you know. Did your Misfortune episode get flagged as made for kids? Nope, it did not. A lot of videos got flagged as made for kids. One video especially should not be flagged for kids. I'm going to make some of my content 18 years and older. Let's talk about the Coppa thing, actually. So, it is so utterly confusing for me with the Coppa thing, because some people are telling me, no, you have to make it made for kids because your content features toys. Some people are telling me, no, you shouldn't because you're doing this as a fandom channel and there's some sweary words in them. So that would be problematic. So even though people are telling me, no, don't do this, yes, do this, no, don't do that, do that, yeah, it's really hard to figure everything out. But what really bothers me is not just Coppa, it's YouTube. And for anyone who says, well, no, Brian, it's actually Coppa. It's the FTC. YouTube's just doing their laws and stuff. You know, they were put in the corner. No. don't say that YouTube is not responsible for anything. First of all their advice is get a lawyer, which is crap. Second, you ask for help on anything and they'll just copy and paste something, so that sucks. But it's not even that. Number three, it's been shown that YouTube already knew about the FTC law and did nothing about it. So, when it kind of just hit them in the face, they decide, hey, let's revert attention to the creators, I guess. It's their fault now. And not only that, they know about a general audience thing, which Coppa understands, or FTC understands. But they didn't do anything about that. Instead, it's made for kids or not made for kids. And here's the reason why I think, I'm not saying this as confirmation or anything like that, which, by the way, whenever someone that's not a lawyer is telling you, oh, this is Coppa and everything like that, take it with a grain of salt. There's this whole thing from some YouTuber that I'm not even going to say his name because I don't want to disrespect him, but there's this whole written out thing that people are sharing around on Discord, Twitter, Facebook, and all that. Some of it's not really right. So, at least from my point of view, and a lot of people's point of view, some of it is not exactly accurate. So, don't take everything or like the good news that you find online as like, oh, this is confirming that we're fine, and don't jump the gun as much as you might want to. But here's the reason why I think YouTube decided to go ahead and jump the gun on the made for kids and not made for kids thing. They're YouTube kids. I think that what they're planning on doing is, instead of sifting through the content that they could use for made for kids on their YouTube Kids app, don't know why my phone just went off, on the YouTube Kids app, don't you think that's kind of funny that, well, now this will be easier for them to track down the content that's actually made for kids and be able to put on their YouTube Kids platform? I'm just saying. And also, apparently, it's a financial thing, somehow. I'm not really sure how much I understand about it being a financial thing, because some lawyer guy who's actually had contact with YouTube, and I'm not doubting him. It's just I'm questioning exactly the financial reason as to why they're doing it. I think that's the reason why, maybe, so that they don't have to track down. But, it's whatever. I have been trying to sift through my content and seeing what I can do. But the problem is things with Transformers Misfortune. I just feel morally wrong if I were to list that as for kids. One thing that I really don't get about the whole thing is the problems behind it. Like, if you direct your content and list it as made for kids, but YouTube thinks otherwise, or FTC, they'll just switch it out, apparently. But if your content is definitely not made for kids, and that's been chosen by you because you have the context behind the video itself, and the FTC and YouTube decides otherwise, oh, then you get fined. Like, what? First of all, now you're risking everything. Second, I just feel like it should, as much as it pains me to say, I feel like if anything, it should be the other way around. Because if you list your content as not made for kids, but YouTube thinks otherwise, they could just switch it and assume that people are not doing that because sorry, this whole thing is confusing. Because, God, I'm trying to think. It's so hard. Just give me a second. The whole monetization thing, because they're saying that some people who list their content as made for kids isn't going to be making so much revenue off them. So if they list it as not made for kids, well, then they could get more revenue out of it. So if you swap it out, yay. But then YouTube would be like, oh, no, I think that's made for kids, so let's switch that back. But with the whole made for content to not made for content, or not for content, it's so confusing. I don't know. Should I just stop there? Because it's just... What I hate about FTC right now and the whole Coppa thing is that you're relying on someone to judge your content through the context of what they see and the biased choices of what they see. They don't see it from the context and point of view from yourself. So if I'm making a video with toys and swearing in it, is Coppa going to think, well, no, that's made for kids because it has toys in it? Well, in the context of the video, I'm swearing in it, so it's definitely not for kids. So is it not for kids or for kids? Because what really pisses me off is the whole attractive content to children. But the whole Coppa thing is so outdated as is. Because it was taken before YouTube. It was taken before it understood, or people understood, the context of certain videos. Because nowadays you have older people who are still into video games, Sonic, Transformers, Bionicle, and stuff like that, who make content that's not directed to kids, but they're just into that stuff. See, Coppa was formed when that stuff was just ridiculous and just thought as made for children. I mean, if you look at animation, you know, Family Guy exists, South Park exists. Some people thought that, oh, animation should be just made for children, but it's not anymore. But yeah, like, it could try to clarify the context, but again, you are relying on someone else's choices, and they tried to clarify it, but it still just seems very sketchy. My problem again is the attractive to children stuff. Because stuff that is attracted to children doesn't understand the context of the video. It just sees it from the surface level. Hey! My YouTube channel. So I'm trying to backlog at least my reviews and other special stuff, maybe Creo Craze, and seeing where we can go from there. I'm trying to go through every one of my videos, trying to rate them as not for kids and for kids. Oh, that's another thing. For anyone who's thinking, oh, I'm just going to delete my channel now or remove all my content right now, don't do that. The whole Coppa law thing doesn't take place until January. There's no point in doing it right now because things can change. The FTC and content creators and stuff like that are going to meet up sometime around the 9th. So things could change during then. All right? We'll just have to wait and see. But YouTube has... It's very obvious that they've been manipulative. They just don't see content creators as people anymore. I think what's getting to the head of YouTube is YouTube thinks that they can do anything and they'll still have content creators. There could be people that could be on the side of YouTube and could try to defend YouTube, the company itself. But the problem with that is YouTube has just made so many bad choices without the thought of the content creators, and just don't really seem to care about what the content creators think or how they react, because they'll do certain stuff anyways, that they've just pushed them so far, and it's to the point where nobody knows at a certain point what to do on this platform. Do I make content for kids? Do I not? Because either way, you get demonetized or removed from the site. What do you do now? Like, YouTube should have been an open platform to make content. I also don't get why Coppa and the FTC and YouTube are going after content creators to begin with. Because if you think about it, the whole situation was that YouTube was taking information from children. Okay, why are we dealing with this now? Or Google, you know, because Google and YouTube, whatever. When I say YouTube, I also mean Google, because I don't know. It's just it's a crazy thing, and it's pissing me off. I'm not even saying that I'm right about this. I'm just concerned about it. And even if I read a blog, I know you keep saying about a blog that has more information on this. It's just it's so hard to rely on YouTube, FTC, or anything like that because they might not see your content for what it is. Because you're relying now on people, on other people, to allow you to do stuff. It's like that ruins the whole point of this. So I like how I go on that long rant. I intro with Bionicle stuff, and I go on that long rant, and the first comment I see when I'm done ranting is, "What did I miss?" That is perfect timing. Just me ranting about Coppa and all that. But yeah, it's an outdated law. It is. It really is. Because it was at the time where uh, nothing on. Like, it was before Iron Man came out. So, you know, and Iron Man's a huge thing to adults now. You know, Marvel comics are a big thing to adults now. And it's not like it never was. It's just now the mainstream is like, hey, adults legitimately like this, and a lot of them do. So I guess it's not just like, hey, let's bully the nerd now. Now nerds are like, hey, you know that shit. Pretty cool. I probably ask you about this Marvel movie because there's probably some Easter eggs that I don't know about. So thank you. Oh, that's another thing. I will say this in defense of Google, YouTube, and everything going on right now. It's not going to be a favorable opinion, but it is my opinion about it and just me analyzing stuff. I could be wrong about it, so, you know, that's fine. I understand why YouTube would have less ads for content that's made for kids. And I know a lot of people are not going to like me saying that, but just hear me out. I'm not saying I like it, I'm just saying I get it, if this is the case. It's not about them trying to take away advertisements from those videos. It's that some advertisements might not be for kids. Like, take for example, a Trojan commercial over a Lego video. That doesn't really work out. If you're that was weird. My whole live stream just shut down. Are we good now? We should be good. That was really strange. It just completely blacked out. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, kid advertisement stuff. So in the sense of that, it's not so much YouTube wanting to take away. It's that some of the ads might not be for kids. You know, because I think the FTC or YouTube had mentioned, or someone had mentioned that let's say for example a kid watches a commercial for a product that they could buy online. Well, it might not be for kids, you know what I mean? um, or maybe some kids need parental permission to really go to the ad, you know. So I think it's just more or less what advertisements are being displayed and not just, hey, we're YouTube, we're gonna take away your revenue. But I could be wrong. All right. We good about Coppa? Again, I know there's more information out there, and I've been trying to keep up with it. I've been reading back and forth on everything. I've been hearing the ups and downs, so you know, I've been trying to. I'm sure there's a lot that I'm missing, but it's a lot to take in, and I'm not a lawyer. Isn't that ironic that I just went on a whole rant and I talked about how you shouldn't really rely on people who say I'm not a lawyer, but I just said I'm not a lawyer. The reason why is because I'm just speculating. I'm not saying this is going to guarantee happen, this is going to guarantee happen. I'm just speculating and concerned. Whatever happened to fair use? Apparently fair use is a whole nother thing that's not really related somehow. I don't know. Yeah, but can you sue it if you get fined from the FTC? Because that's kind of YouTube's responsibility at that point. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna. Maybe. I don't know. We're just talking. You know what's weird? I saw the donation go to like $1.99, I think it was, but for some reason on the top corner it says $2.06. Like $2.60, I think. I don't know. Might have something to do with the conversion. I have no idea. I'm just stupid. You know what? Why don't we talk about Transformers for a bit? For once. I know, right? Transformers? First of all, the Raiden thing. Okay. It's a bunch of trains. I like that Masterpiece is going outside the norm of Generation 1. I mean, they kind of did with the Lio convoy thing. But I don't really care. It shows it Canadian dollars for you. Okay, cool. But yeah, I don't really care too much. Oh, you know what? I'm going on a rant talking about Bionicle and stuff like that. You know what I completely forgot to talk about? I have a Patreon. Boo! Yeah. If anyone wants to try it, they can feel free to. I don't have too many perks going on right now. It's just if you want to. The reason why is because I want to see if I could do YouTube videos on that. I heard that you could, but it's through Vimeo, so currently I got 3 Patreons, Patreon people right now, so that's cool. I noticed that one person left as soon as I'm talking about Patreon. So yeah, things start from like $1 to $5, so it's not much of anything. You can cancel anytime if you want. And you'll get exclusive videos even if you donate $1. You know, I'm not going to have the whole donate $5 and you get, oh, these reviews a week early. At least I'm not going to do that right now. I don't have any plans to do it right now, and I don't want to do it right now. So if you donate $1, you get Transformers Misfortune early because we actually premiered that on Patreon. You get the reviews early because we got that a day. Did I say a month? I meant a day. That posted a day before it got public. So, you know, if you want to try it out, go ahead. All right. I don't know why I've never reviewed Bumblebee. This is the Titans Returns Bumblebee, and we are going to do some pretend reviews. But while I'm transforming these into their alt mode, I will go back to the chat. I love the Hightower vid you did. Thank you. A lot of people are telling me, hey, do this with Rampage and Long Haul. And I'm just like, I'll do them when I want to. I also announced that I was doing those reviews on Twitter anyway, so... And then one person was like, He gets really impatient when you talk about them, and I'm just like, I can speak for myself, thank you. Come on, Bumblebee. My thumb is in the Bumblebee. And my whole thing about Coppa, some of these intros, I know that's going to get really annoying for some people. But the reason why I decided to do that is because, one, I want to reassure that my content isn't necessarily for kids, or at least to a degree. Certain videos might be, but most of them aren't. And it's kind of just I guess, an inside joke. But man, I'm concerned about 2020 with YouTube, but I am also just kind of, I'm at the edge of my seat waiting to see, hey, what will happen to my YouTube channel? Will it be fine? That's why I said I didn't want to do content until February of 2020. Oh, I saw the Black Widow trailer. That was cool. That premiered midnight out here. I don't know why it's really tricky for me to get these panels on to Bumblebee. Oh, there we go. That would be why. Okay. I'm sorry if I keep missing the chat. On my screen, it disappears constantly. So, let's see. Can I just do this? Oh, I think I can do this. I keep getting scam calls from... weird. I laugh at because you really funny. Thank you. Alright. Let's do some mini reviews. Titans Returns Bumblebee. This is a transformer that transforms into a yellow Scion XB or something like that instead of a Volkswagen Camaro or Volkswagen, that's not even a car, Volkswagen Beetle or Chevy Camaro. I think that this is an interesting blend and a nice idea to modernize Bumblebee in the modern day because a Volkswagen would look kind of weird, although the Bumblebee movie kind of sells it thanks to Travis Knight. The paint applications is pretty good, except for that stupid, weird yellow that's painted over on the top there. And the black wheels are nice, although it would be nice to have some painted rims, although it really does show that yellow and black color scheme, which is very nice and tasteful. He does have black stripes on the side, which I think is proper for Bumblebee to have that kind of movie flair to it, but not going overboard. Nice Autobot symbol on the top and red tail lights. It's pretty fun. It's a nice, cute little car, although you do have to take the entire back apart, lift this up to install a Titan Master figure. And you've also got the face right there, so he will start smelling your ass as soon as you sit inside him. And for the most part, that's Bumblebee. I don't know why I'm having a difficult time tabbing everything in, but there he is. If you like Bumblebee, there you go. So we don't really need an Earthrise one, right? And you could pretty much use this one for Siege. That's probably why they didn't do a Bumblebee. That, and they're already doing a lot of Bumblebees in the other lines. Don't expect Cliffjumper to be repainted into Bumblebee anytime soon. Transformation, you're going to pull out the arms like so. And make sure they pop out from the sides. You got a little black tab thing right there. Alright, kids, I'm going to head out. Alright, see ya. You're going to bring the arms out like that and rotate them like so. I don't usually have the camera facing this way, so it's going to be a little awkward. Fold up the panel, fold up the panel, fold up the panel. And then the whole head thing right here is on a double hinge, so you want to bring that up and then bring that down to lower it completely, and that will tap into the chest. Now he's in robot mode. Nope. If you want, you can bring down the legs like so, and what I like to do is fold them up. That way you have Thrallbot mode. Okay, straighten out the legs, and you'll have these panels that slip out, kind of like the Classics Bumblebee. And there you go. There is Bumblebee. Brian, do you have Hot Wheels Ferrari 308 car of G1 Wild Rider vehicle? No, I don't think I do. Anyways, here is Bumblebee, and he looks pretty cool. I like his aesthetic. He's a little clunky, but honestly, he's not that bad, and I think I've gotten used to him. Yes, he's got big shoulders, but why can't Bumblebee have big shoulders? He had big feet. Anyways, he's got a gigantic screen chest, which is fantastic, and good articulation, although I wish the feet would click in, so that way when you bend the knees, you actually bend the knees and not the feet. Still, a wonderful little toy with the head that is amazingly Bumblebee. I mean, that is Bumblematic, if I do say so myself. And even the back is pretty clean. I mean, look at that. So, yes, that is Bumblebee. I definitely recommend him if you just want a little Bumblebee to go in your collection. I know that some people will probably go after the previous Bumblebee, but here's a thought. Maybe the previous Legends Bumblebee is actually the Siege figure, and this is the Earthrise. Alright, that was dumb. What else should we do? What figures should we review from my collection shelf that I've not reviewed? I got Ricochet. Let's go ahead and choose up to, let's say, 3 more figures, including Ricochet, so we got 2 more. Let's see. Let's see. And yes, I'm a fan of Stranger Things. Don't at me. I got an idea. What do you series Brawl? I also forgot to bring out any of my Siege figures, so we can't do that. I would like to do a live stream where I just talk about Siege. And, I don't have Combiner Wars G2 Menasor. What the hell? The last one is going to be a surprise. And then if there's time, I'll add another one. But right now, this one I'm just going to hide from you. Ha ha! You freaky doodle. Alright, there we go. So yeah, these are all figures that I have, and I have never reviewed. Let's go ahead and transform Ricochet, so while I'm doing that, you can have questions and you can write them. The reason why I'm not doing a Combiner Wars Combiner is because that's too big for me right now. I'm just doing simple figures. Why do you think I chose Legends Bumblebee? That was the first thing I brought onto the shelf, off the shelf. That's... God, I am messing up on my words right now. Oh God, what the hell happened here? I want Ricochet to have the voice of Jeff Goldblum. I've been watching that show of his, and he can just tell me about anything all day. I would love him to do a show on toy collectors. Oh, that would be so cool. If I could just talk about Transformers with Jeff Goldblum. Oh! Criminy! Alright, let's see. Also, I'm sorry that I said, hey, let's go ahead and pick, and then I just picked. Alright. We got 5 viewers. The hell happened? I guess I pissed everyone off. Oh, sweet. I messed up. Gabriel, stop using caps. Thank you. I keep telling you that every time, and you keep using caps. It makes it sound like you're shouting or trying to get attention. Jesus. I know I was just a little more in your face that time. It's because of the camera. And I'm sorry if I shouted, but like, dude, I keep telling you. Ricochet! It's fine. Ricochet! Also, I don't want to transform too many figures because I would have to go into one mode and then back. So I'd rather just, get the figures over and done with. Ricochet, this is a Selects figure. I got this from ages 3 and up while I was at the Victoria's Ultimate Hobby and Toy Fair. This is a really, really cool little piece that I'm very happy it's actually out there because I have a re-release Ricochet figure from Generation 1. Hey Brian, are you considering getting the Earthrise Starscream? I do want it, but I'm not sure right now. Because I feel like I'm going to have a whole set of the original Seekers. Again, probably not as much as what we've already gotten. I think that instead of the Rainmakers and Red Wing, we're going to get the Coneheads, but anything it could happen. I think it's time we got the Coneheads. Anyways, Ricochet, very cool. I love the tampos on this thing. I love the gold and red. However, there is one flaw. It's a repaint of Power of the Prime's Jazz, which isn't a good figure. You're probably wondering, why did I pay $30 for pretty much essentially the same figure in reverse colors? Well, one, I think it looks better in these colors. I think the black and gold is a nice touch. I love this. Two, I have the original Generation 1 style figure, so it's nice to compare. And this one definitely reminds me of that Generation 1 Ricochet figure, and I really do like that. Now, the joints on this is... I'm not sure if I'm going to get the Flame Toys model kits. It's just not my thing. I've had a Gundam. They're cool, but they're also time-consuming, so... But yeah, you do have a bit of white peeking through that doesn't feel like it should really be there, mainly these two, but, it's not too bad. The flame decos are fantastic. I love the blue on the lights that is painted underneath, and then over it is clear plastic, so that's a pretty nice touch. Gotta be wary of the clear plastic, but it's not so bad. I do like the gold on the back here too. It's just a color scheme that really pops a little bit better than Jazz, which is funny because it's not in a bright color. Transformation, of course, is similar to the original Jazz figure. I will say that the leg mode is much better than the arm mode. The arm mode just seems to fall apart and is poorly designed. Also, another reason why I decided to get this instead of the red Swoop is because I just didn't really care for Swoop either. But the difference is Swoop is just Swoop again, but with red. So it's like, what's the point? Oh, I forgot to even show the transformation. Anyways, so you're going to take the arms, you're going to swing them out, and you're going to pull the body and extend it like so. And then you've got, let me try and just undo this again so that I can show you. So you're going to take this carp piece and you're going to fold it down. It tabs into here. You're going to push up this panel here. You're going to fold that in half like so. Not all the way, but just enough to where it will tab into place. And then that panel will go through the underneath and fold right into there. The head will go up. And then there are two little gaps on the top here that will tab onto the chest inside there. I don't think the arms should have poor design. But anyways, go ahead and bring these down. And then after that, you're going to take the legs and separate them. You're going to open them from the inside, which is much different compared to some of the other figures. So the back end would open up. I completely forgot that. Extend it down, traditional Combining Wars style, and then fold out the feet and collapse that. And obviously this was a really bad idea, but open these up and then extend the legs. I'm sorry, this whole thing untabbed, so that's bothering me. Extend that out and pull down the feet and close that back up. And then try tabbing this in again. I also forgot to attach the weapons. It has a couple of different ports so you can attach them. Here's Ricochet in his robot mode, or stepper if you want to call him. I think the colors are very nice. I like that white over the black, and the gold is wonderful. Look at that head sculpt. Yes, he doesn't have a red or blue visor, but does he really need it? A gold visor? Come on. That's probably the best, even though he probably won't be able to see. I think there was like a sketch comedy thing where some guy was so rich they had gold glasses and gold over the windshield, and you couldn't see anything. I can't remember where that's from, but I vaguely remember just like not watching much on TV, and that popped up. Anyways, yeah, it looks pretty cool. The gold is more mustardy, but yeah, it's not too bad. I think that the overall look is great. He does come with the Power of the Primes piece, which is in white this time. I love that. It makes it a little bit different. And he also does come with the same blaster that's from Jazz, instead in black, which is actually a proper color. I know the Jazz one sticks out a little bit better, but the reason why this is black is because the original Ricochet weapons were all in black. So, or at least for the most part. So, not bad. I really do like this figure. I like how he goes backwards even with the Power of the Primes piece, but it's still a Jazz mold, which sucks. So, not great. Gabriel, I'm not into upgrade kits. I'm pretty sure I told you that too. Brawl! If I get the figure, just split in two. Oh god. Yeah, you don't want to do that because it's clear plastic. Alright, let's see if I can transform Brawl without breaking it, because there's a lot of stress on some of these parts. Like the panels here, they kind of stress off. Probably not going to show the transformation. Should I? Yeah. Let's see if I can continuously fail. Alright. God, you know what? Sometimes Brawl stumps me on this transformation. Because, like, you gotta move things a certain way, certain direction, at a certain time. Like, right now, I cannot fold this piece up until I have the barrel going straight forward. So now I have to try and find a way to do that, but nothing's letting me do that. I think I have to move these down and then fold these up. Okay, yeah, that's something was blocking the way. And then all this will rotate with the arms up. And then now you got that little gap to where the turret will fit through, and you can rotate that up. So, very complex transformation. I will say I think I still like the deluxe one. I don't mind the leader one. It's just I don't have the leader one, so I can't say much about the leader one. I want to get the leader one, but yeah, just like how kind of simple the deluxe figure was. It wasn't a great figure, and obviously it was small, but I think it was fine. It's a puzzle in the shape of the tank. Yep, that's pretty much essentially what this is. I mean, you have to move the arms in a very certain direction, and it's so tricky. And the instructions don't help. Plus, also, you have to deal with all this kibble everywhere. Because, like, you're swinging things around, and they just barely fit. I don't know why they designed this like that. As much as I like Brawl, they really should have gone to the drawing board again with this one. Gone back to the drawing board, that's what I meant to say. Also, these mushroom joint knees really worry me. Pulled out the panel. Try to get that out of the way. I've been watching Clone Wars. I know I keep looking this way. That's annoying. So I gotta swing that out. And then bring that elbow in as much as I can, and then swing this out. I miss the old packages. Oh, God. Every time someone brings up the old packages, or I look at the old packages, I just think about how every time I would go to Walmart and just see so many Transformers, but I didn't really have a job, or I didn't really, get much out of YouTube, so I couldn't really buy too many Transformers at the time. So I could look at them, but I can't bring them home, and that was annoying. Of course, I can't blame anyone, but man, if I did YouTube back then and you know, had monetization, was partnered and everything. Could you imagine just me going to Walmart and just buying Transformers in the bucket load? I'd have most of the Revenge of... Actually, I have a lot from Revenge of the Fallen, but a lot more from the first movie, I could tell you that. Because, to be honest... Alright, see ya, Gabriel. I have a lot... Or I don't have a lot from the first movie lineup. I have... Growing up, I had Camshaft, Stockade, Protoform, Starscream, Incinerator. That was my only Voyager from the movie line for a long time. Legends Ratchet, Legends Barricade. First movie, Bumblebee, Allspark Barricade, so it was basically Barricade but with blue parts. Overcast, Premium Jazz, and Scorponok from the battle scene. Let's see. Dive Bomb and Crankstar. And before I went to the toy fair, that was pretty much it for the first movie. Which is why I'm happy for Studio Series. Speaking of Studio Series, we've got a Brawl to talk about. So one thing that I did not know is that while this section can rotate, it actually tabs into place. Interesting. Anyways, so here is Brawl in his alt mode. As you can see, it's a tank, and to some people it might look a little bland because most of it is just in this green. It's like someone threw up. But here's the thing, it's a military tank. It's not supposed to go for that awesome flare or anything like that, despite the fact that it's got these awesome spikes at the front. It's just supposed to be a tank. It's supposed to do its job, and it's supposed to be in camo colors, and this is in camo colors! Anyways, it's got black treads. I wish there was, like, some dirt or dust effects on this. This is one that could really use that siege touch. But overall, it's not so bad. It's also a nice little brick. Something that I don't feel like messing around with too much, because I feel like there's so much going on with the joints and transformation that I'm just going to move something and it's going to shift and crack. But overall, it's not too bad. You also get a little port thing for a stand on the top there, so you can kind of prop it up like this if you want. I'm not sure if you can do that the other way. Would be cool, but I'm not seeing anything for that. Although, actually, you might be able to do that between the feet. I'm not sure, but that right there kind of looks like a port. Like they inserted it to make that system. So maybe you can use that. I don't know. I do like the tank barrel. It's got a little... Damn, I thought you could port weapons onto that. That would have been awesome. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's something you could probably put in there. But overall, it's very cool. I can hear this thing going... And... You know, tank stuff. You've also got the weapons that just plug onto the top, and I think that is the weakest part of the entire alt mode. These have nowhere else to go but the top here. I think that that is incredibly lazy, and I'm really getting frustrated with the Transformers toys having no proper place for some of these weapons, or just a lot of major components for the toy just being thrown anywhere else, and just being clamped onto the side, like Bumblebee's cannon or anything like that. And I get that you can't really do that for everyone, but just somewhere for these weapons to go. There's these huge gaps that you could have put in. But no, they decided not to do that. Or you could have just made them transform into some sort of weapon or something. You're not doing anything with this barrel. Anyways, yeah, I also like these little cylinder things right there. But yeah, very cool. And I love the detail. It's just a nice little tank. I just have Jungle Bone Crusher. I want that. Voyager, Optimus, and Megatron. Best tank noise I've heard. Anyways, transformation. Let's go ahead and do that while I still have some dignity. What I like to start off with is prop this section up, just so that I can get something out of the way. Mostly what we're going to do is try and get certain things out of the way. So I also like to take these side panels right here and pull them out like so. Mind the tanks, mind the treads, because you got a little bit of tread that pops out on the side there, like so. And then while they're out like this, what I like to do is swing these down like so. And they don't really click into place too well. There is a tabbing system that is inside there, but it doesn't really do a fantastic job. And now that I have that, I will take the feet and I will split them apart like so. I'm also concerned about that because I'm not sure about this tab. This tab will fold down like so, even though you might want to fold it up. It has to fold down, it doesn't go up. It's also pinned in, so I'm really worried about that. Anyways, the feet will pop out and fold down like so. And then these little panel things have a little gap right there. There's a little tab at the back of the foot. Tab, hole, there we go. Haha. Am I annoying yet? And now that the legs are down, you rotate the knees. But be very careful about this, especially at the first time. This one especially seems very tight. I also just really noticed that it has some silver and some dark gunmetal. Because if you look right here, there's a gunmetal stripe that goes to the back. So very cool. Next is the back right here and where the arms are. So what I like to do for the arms is I like to slide this out from the turret right here because it kind of tabs into this middle section right there. And just push that up very carefully, very lightly. It doesn't really want to... Oh, sorry. You want to make sure that you grab the panels, though, not the joints underneath it. But once you do that, you should be able to just separate the arms here. In fact, I think you should have done that first, so my bad. It's been a while since I've done this. And then bring these out like so. So just, if I take the turret, so just, you see these? You just move them out like that. And then once you have them out like that, fold these down. And that reduces things getting in the way. And I'll just swing out the arms for now. We can't really close them up right now until we focus on the torso. So with the turret up like this, you want to rotate these up. You want to open this bottom section like so. Like so. Come on. This thing doesn't really... Oh, the tabs are super tight. I keep forgetting about that. There we go. And then open that up like that. It's on a double joint, so don't worry about that. With these up like that. So you got the claws facing this way. You're going to rotate. No, you're not. Nope, you're not. Sorry. You're going to fold these down, and then you're going to rotate these down. So, with that out of the way, you want to rotate this around like so. And it just forms that. So the turret was up like that and the arms were down. You want to rotate it like so. You want to fold these treads back like that. And then you want to push them in. So let me try that again. I'm so sorry. This is first time I'm trying this. Fold that back, and then they will push in like so. And then there's a little tab right there that will go into there. I don't know why my camera's so blurry right now. Do the same thing to the other side, and then just adjust the arms to where they are straight down like so. But we're not done. You're going to take this back turret thing and rotate it around just like so. I'll try to work on that. And then next what you want to do is with this whole section right here, I know that these spikes are in the way, but this head piece is also on the panel. And then you've got these two other panels that will fold out like so. And then this will tab onto the back like so. And then these spike things you can do whatever you want with. I kind of leave them like that. And then this you want to bring down like so. And you got these little turret things that you want to slide up and pull out. You don't want to pull from the ball joint though. Oh, sorry, slide down and then bring up. I'm sorry. I'm just not myself today. This is why I don't do transformations too often. He's a panel former. Well, it's got a lot of panels, but I don't know if I'd call him that. But there's the robot mode. That was crap. But it's a very complex transformation, and it's really difficult to really understand it sometimes. But here's Brawl in his robot mode. He's very wide. He's not super tall, but I don't necessarily mind that as long as he's taller than Jazz. You got a couple of weapon portholes on the back, which is very cool. And I just think that overall, he is actually a wonderful toy. I still prefer the aesthetic of the leader class toy, but it's fine. Overall, I definitely recommend him. He needs a lot more love. Just gonna plug the weapons in like so. I will be 1 sec. Okay, sorry about that. Moving on. Brawl is a fantastic toy. I like the articulation, but you really need to know what you're dealing with. One thing I really do like is how the hips are displayed, because you have this little piece that's not attached to this bit right here, so it just kind of sticks out like that. I really do like that idea. Anyways, and then last but not least for this video so far, I might grab another figure just for the hell of it, depending on how well it goes. You already saw it. And for anyone joining, I'm just doing basic reviews of figures that I've never reviewed so far, so I just figured, hey, let's just talk about them. What figure am I doing next? Oh no, it's like you didn't see it. Let's see. So I'm just trying to transform it into the alt mode so we could talk about it. So if you want to discuss something right now, go ahead and ask me questions. You know what, I'm trying to surprise the audience, even though I pretty much just showed what it was, but that's boring if I don't show you the transformation. Let's see. Trying to figure this out too, because it's been a while. Let's pull that back up. Can't wait for the Earthrise figure. Although I'm not sure if I really want to pay full price for it. Big butt. This was provided by Lazy Eyebrow Reviewer. I don't know why I kept thinking you're just free enough. There we go. Okay, so torso down. And these side bits have to come out. Oh, I should probably just do the arms quickly. So, let's see. It opens up from the bottom. You know, what's everyone's favorite and least favorite Transformers show? My name is easily Prime and easily Energon. I don't know. Favorite's Prime. Least favorite, I don't know. Because I watched Energon, and I think because it's got a bad rep, I expected more out of it, but it still wasn't a good show. It's just not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know what kind of sucks is that I bought this thing, and then as soon as I did, they announced, oh, we're doing MP44, which is going to be a new Optimus Prime. I'm like, but I just got this. It's fine. I actually don't really care for MP44. I mean, it's a good-looking piece. I wouldn't mind it. And to anyone making the comparison of, oh, look at all these panels on this one, and compare it to the Earthrise figure, well, they're doing different things, you know? Earthrise is more like what this was doing. MP44 is trying to go for a more cartoony look. God, I'm just struggling trying to remember how to do this. I don't know why my memory is just... Right, this is the hard part, is trying to get this open matrix thing. I think that's one thing that I really don't like about this figure, is that. There we go. If you noticed in the first episode of Season 2 for Misfortune, the Optimus Matrix thing is not the same one that I used in the previous episodes. The one that I used in the previous episode was like this Japanese exclusive one that they only made 300 of, that was in black. This one was just the Masterpiece Matrix, and the whole reason behind that is because, not because I want to replace it. In fact, I'm gonna go back to the black Matrix. The reason why is because I couldn't find it. It was missing. It just hid underneath the shelf, so I couldn't do much about it. But yeah, I did find it now, so I'll be able to use it. There we go. Okay, got that in. MP49 is too. Yeah, I actually tried to film a video for that, and I don't know what happened to OBS, but it messed up. Actually, I think I accidentally deleted the footage, so I just didn't really talk about it. And well, I could talk about that now. MP44 is coming out. Looks kind of bland. I mean, yes, it is Nemesis Prime. It isn't going to look like this with the flashy colors and everything. But the problem with MP49, the Nemesis Prime, is that there's not much teal in it. There's some red in the torso, and I do like the gunmetal, but it just doesn't have anything interesting to it. It looks more like Dead Prime than anything. Still, I might try and get that as an Optimus Prime because one, it's cheaper, and two, you know, at least I would have the mold and not just have another Optimus Prime. But yeah, get the mirrors out of the way. Push down the smokestacks, and there we go. Now I gotta futz with the trailer. Didn't really like the Earthrise Optimus. I think the chest sticks out too much. Well, it's got a whole gimmick to it, though. Let's see. Put these in the right way. Put these in. And try to tab this in. It's supposed to go into that, but it's not really lining up. There we go. MP10 Optimus Prime. This is the big kahuna for a while for Optimus Prime fans, and even today some fans really do appreciate it, even though, despite MP44 existing. MP10 is just a wonderful piece that is kind of like a museum piece for Optimus Prime. It just essentially brings out everything that is Optimus Prime. It's through the transformation, through the gimmicks, and just the style choice. It's wonderfully updated in this new toy that was new in like 2006. So I don't know why I said new. Actually, was it 2006? What am I saying? I'm really tired right now. I do apologize for that. MP10. MP10 looks great, even to this day. Not a perfect toy by any means, and I do think that some of the MP44 updates were necessary, but I think that for a cheaper price, this was pretty good too. So MP44 does come with the trailer, and I do have to thank the Lazy Eyebrow for hooking me up with this figure when he was in the move. Yes, I did meet Lazy Eyebrow a couple of times. But yeah, this is a really cool, wonderful little piece to display. Even if you just got the MP44, there's something about MP10 that's just essential. It's like the community mascot for Optimus Prime. Anyways, he comes with this big, awesome trailer, and it is huge. It is massive. I think you could put 2 Masterpiece car figures in there, which is very good because NP Lambor or Sideswipe is actually decently sized. But yeah, very cool looking thing. The set in its entirety just really strong and powerful in its presence, and the red really kicks it. I also like the light blue they chose to stripe out the trailer. That is a different blue compared to the back of the cab. Let's go ahead and take this off. It just connects right onto there. And we are going to take a look at the trailer. You may be hearing some things flopping around in there. We will take a look at that in a second. But you do have these little struts at the bottom that you can just fold out and display your trailer like that. But there is a secondary way to display your trailer. That is with the side struts folding out. But that is more so for the full trailer mode. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up the back just for a second, like so. So this opens up, and it's also got a ramp that slides out, and you can bring that down and drive figures inside there. Very cool. You could also separate the entire thing. You could also bring out roller. We'll talk about that in a second. You could also separate the entire thing. It's a little tricky to do, but it is possible. And inside you get a ton of detailing work. That is amazing. You can stand it up like this if you want to. But man, is it wonderful. And you also get this little drone thing that can move around. I don't think I have any of the missile things that would come with it. And this thing is a little loose. But still, it is wonderful. You can also open up the canopy and put a little figure inside. I don't think I've ever done that. But very cool nonetheless. I do like that little drone section. You also have a console on the side here. And you do kind of have a console on the side here too, but you need to get the axe out of the way. Yes, there is the axe. It gets displayed there. But you just have so much room to play around with. You can just have Optimus Prime standing inside there. It's a wonderfully designed piece. You can also have Roller being able to drag the trailer if you want, while Optimus Prime is doing his own thing. And how you do that is you open this up, fold back the panel, and then you flip this piece right up like so. And there is a connection port right there so you can attach Roller to this. There is also a way how you can add the gun of Optimus Prime. You leave that panel back and you can attach it right there. Or you could just fold this back around and have a nice flesh Roller figure. There's also a little buddy thing right there. This has the Toy Hack stickers. But wonderfully done. I do like that. I do like everything that comes with. As well as the Spike figure. Now, interesting enough about Spike, I've got 2 Spikes. There's a whole story about this. I'm not going to go over it. But yeah, 2 Spikes. I think Lazy Eyebrow had bought one because he was missing one. And then he found the other one. So now it's got 2. Also inside the trailer is a panel piece that's supposed to cover the tires for Optimus Prime, but one of them broke. Actually, both of them broke, and we only have the one, so I'm not concerned about it. Optimus Prime, this is the main one that you're probably, looking at thinking, ooh, that looks cool. So this is a figure that I wanted for a long time as an essential Optimus Prime piece, but I never could because I was a kid and I couldn't spend $100 or $160 on a figure. But still, it is a wonderful piece. I love the tinted windows. The coloring is just perfect. The silver is great, even though some of the silver is painted, so I should mention that. The smokestacks are wonderful. The back actually looks pretty decent for obviously being feet, because that's apparently an Optimus Prime trademark. But the front grille is wonderfully done. You got the big bot around the front there, which is nice. And it's just essentially, it looks like Optimus Prime, but it also just looks like a normal semi-truck, just with the waist of a robot mode in there. You could also open this up, and you can put human figures inside there. You can just seat them right there. It's not the best looking thing, but you can see them through the window just fine. And yeah, it's just very cool. Rubber wheels. The trailer also has rubber wheels. I don't think, Roller doesn't have rubber wheels. But yeah, very cool looking piece. I really do like this. It is so nice to look at, even in alt mode. Even if you just want the MP44, you should get this as an essential piece or just in truck mode, because it is wonderfully done. I do like it. So transformation, you're going to flip out the feet like so, just to get that out of the way, and you could probably use him as some sort of combiner foot. Next, what you're going to do is, this is going to be really tricky. You're going to pull these out, and originally you would separate these and there would be a panel to flip out, but I don't have that panel anymore. So separate that, and then there's a little button on the knees or on the legs that when you slide them down, you don't have to push it, but when you slide them back up, you do have to push that. So anyways, take this little tanker thing or whatever container thing and flip that around. Before you would do that, you would have to flip up the panel, but I don't have that. And then inside the leg, there's this thing that flips around like so, which helps separate the legs. And then the feet are on a sliding joint. You just want to push that in. And then there you have the leg. I will quickly do that off camera for this side, like so. To anyone wondering how much I paid for this, I think it was like 130. And then I got a couple of set pieces that were also like 30 bucks. So anyways, there you go. You have the legs. You're going to pop out the waist. There's a couple of tabs that are on the arm, so you just want to push that away from there while you're trying to pull this down. And then just rotate it down like so, just to get that out of the way. Next, what you want to do is open these bits open. You know, as opening things do. Like so. And that is your first step to getting certain things out of the way. What I like to do is flip these down like so. So I'm going to do that to the other side like that. Usually I have the camera right here facing me. Or not facing me, but facing the other direction. So it's really tricky to do this. But anyways, essentially you want to do that. You want to take the arms and they will come out like so. There's a little tab that kind of gets in the way too. That's inside the arm. So I think you're supposed to open the chest. Opening the chest allows you to really see what's going on in there. But yeah, there's a couple of tabs that you have to get out of the way. Oh, and what also helps is pulling this back. Once you do that... Oh, you know what? That's the big thing. You want to make sure that these smokestacks are up. And then you want to bring out the arm. Okay. Usually the smokestacks slide anyway, so it's just really tricky to do. Pull back the arm. So when you rotate this out, you gotta pull back the arm anyways and then bring them out like so. Okay, what do you do next? That's what I'm wondering. So open the chest like so, bring up the head like that, and then take this entire piece, and it is kind of connected to inside. I'm trying, guys. Inside right here. So you just kind of push that up like that, and then lock that in like so. You can see the matrix right there. You want to fold down this black piece, and then fold down that grill piece. The next, what you want to do is you want to take the arms and just move them out of the way for right now. You can close up the chest too, if that helps. Because for the most part, you're done with that until you need to fold up the grill. And then you rotate these sections around. Like so, so you can see the wheel well right there. You want to rotate that around like so. You want to take the silver bits, like the headlights and the front grille, and you want to fold that down like so. And then this is kind of tricky to show, but what you need to do is kind of feed that into there, and then pull this up. And while you're doing that, try to get that to slide in like so. And the reason why I do that is to not clash with anything. It's much better if you have a hold onto that while you're folding that up, not just rely on, you know, the joint being pushed by itself. Anyways, I'm going to open up the chest again and bring the waist and bring that up, making sure that the backpack closes. And then this will tab into here and onto the top right there, like so. Rotate the legs like that. Close the chest back up. Now you have a clean looking chest for Optimus Prime. It's a little tricky to do this right now. You got to make sure that everything's in alignment. The reason why I'm not showing you that bit of the transformation is because I'm just lining things up. But there we go. And then extend the arms like so. Open up the panel underneath. And rotate the hand around. And fold that out. It's probably easier if I do it this way. And actually, I'm just going to do this. You get the essential idea. You could look at other videos and get the transformation. This is just me being stupid and just playing around. So, MP10, not MP1. And then there is the Optimus Prime. Oh, you know what? There is something I forgot. I completely forgot to flip these out for the alt mode. And then we have Optimus Prime in the robot mode. Robot mode is gorgeous. To this day, I still think that is a wonderful looking piece. It is still a mascot for the community, in my opinion. But it does have some issues. One being it's really tricky to get the matrix out because you have that black piece that doesn't give you much leverage. Oh, and also the mirrors fold in. And also, I just don't like the feet. They have this joint right here that I feel is completely unnecessary because you don't get that much back movement, and you could have used the heels anyways, but it's not super tight, so it just kind of flops around. If you have the figure kind of leaning forward, there's enough sturdiness to it, but it's not going to be long until it falls forward. So you want to watch out for that. But I do like the joints. The articulation is pretty good. Not MP44 good, but still, you know, pretty decent. And nice heavy ratchet joints too. You know, ones that you can actually rely on. But yeah, just a very awesome piece. You also do get the axe that you can just plug over the fist. I'm not going to do that right now. This isn't a proper review. This is just me talking about toys. And then you also get the gun. And the gun, you just flip this little black button right here. Oh! And that just tabs into the hand. Like so. Like that. And that didn't really go so well. I'm no Thew, I can tell you that. But there we go. There's Optimus Prime with his rifle. I love displaying him with his rifle. And that's MP10, essentially. So you get a lot out of it for what was $160 when this first came out at Toys R Us. Just a really nice piece. I love MP10. I think he's a wonderful figure. Plus, also, I got 2 spikes out of it. So. Alright. Oh, one other problem. There's no way to tab this into the trailer, so it just kind of moves around. Oh, and another thing. You can actually have the drone propped out. I'm just trying to, for some reason, that doesn't really want to fold in. Why doesn't it want to go in? There we go. You got these 2 little gaps right here that you just push in, and then you can bring out the drone. And then I'll just throw the human figures in. And yeah, there it is. And I think. Oh, and oh, golly, fell down. Golly, you drunk. You can see all the cat fur on my sweater. I also got the key to Vector Sigma with it, and basically you just put the key in. I think it's a die-cast key as well. What else? I'm just gonna do one quick one. I got an idea. How about a bad one? Alright. Trying to remember how to transform this without breaking it. Like it matters. Okay. Da, 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 da. Go. And there we go. Okay. Last but not least for today, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's just a couple small things I could do. We're gonna do Cyberverse Acid Storm from the Warrior class lineup. This thing is garbage. It is garbage on the means of it's just one of the worst Cyberverse toys and one of the worst toys I have bought in over, I think it was this year. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this. The reason why it sucks is because the gimmick just entirely ruins it, and the transformation is bad. The alt mode is horrid. I mean, this looks like a block with wings. It looks like a trash heap, which is weird because it doesn't use the legs for the top of the jet, which usually when they do that, it just looks a little stupid. But here, they don't do that, so there's no excuse for it. But it just looks so stumpy and stupid. It's got wings, little tiny wings on the back. Don't know why they didn't make them larger, but whatever. The paint's not that good. As much as I like the green and yellow, on Acid Storm, and the simplified color scheme does remind me of that G1 tone, it just kind of needs that separation with the windows or the windscreen at least. There's not much going on right here, and it's just a bland, boring mess. The null rays don't really pop. Nothing pops on this toy. It's just stupid. I mean, you got Decepticon logos, so that's good. Ooh. It's just a really crappy looking toy. But the landing gear folds out. I hope the Deluxe Class Seekers look better. I have the Deluxe Class Universe Classics Acid Storm. Oh, you meant the Cyberverse Deluxe ones? Yeah, if they do them. But anyways, yeah, there's Acid Storm. Yeah, that's one of the problems, is that if you're whooshing this around, the wings will flip out. I guess if you want that style, anyways, yeah, jet mode, shit. Let's go ahead and transform her or him, because he or she seems to be gender confused or something. And I don't mean that to be mean. I mean, she's been both male and female on the show and toys. So anyway, separate the arms like that. Bring this up. Pretend to care. Pull out the feet like so. And then the waist will tap into there like that. And then you have to click it one way in order to get everything to go right. And then bring down the arms. Separate the legs. And there you go. That's your crappy little toy. Oh, I hate this thing. First of all, the legs. It almost looks like they finally gave her knee articulation. They don't. That's a fool. That's just painted over. It sucks. At least it has more paint in this mode. I do like the head sculpt though. I think that is wonderful, but it's not gonna get too many points. I think the sculpting looks okay for the robot. You do have a giant cockpit on the back, but whatever. I mean, it's got a whole gimmick into it, so I'm not gonna, bash it too much. There is a way to tab in the waist if you want. You just tab in that wheel thing, and there you go. And now it's not gonna move, although the wings just flop anyway, so who cares? And the whole gimmick is you rotate this one way, like that, and then it spins around, and then these wings are supposed to flip out, showing Decepticon logos, and it's stupid, it sucks, it's the worst toy ever, don't buy it. I'm gonna put my figures back. God, I can't believe how many repaints that toy has. It's got Thundercracker, it's got Acid Storm, it's got, well, of course, Starscream. Starscream released twice because he got a 2-pack with Optimus Prime. Did I say Thundercracker? Well, it's got Thundercracker. It is easily one of the worst. The only reason why I got Acid Storm is because I'm a huge fan of Acid Storm in general. It's either my favorite or second favorite Seeker. Come on. And because it was so cheap, I was like, let's try it. But yeah, it is a waste of money. And before anyone says, oh, it's just a kid's toy. Yeah, kids' toys can be good too. That's not a good toy. I will get back to the chat in a second. I'm just trying to put everything back. My masterpiece collection is looking a lot better now. Because, like, all I had was Sideswipe and Starscream. Or not Starscream, Shockwave for the longest time. Mostly because I wasn't a masterpiece collector. And it's not that Masterpiece was bad, it's just they're hugely priced for figures that are characters that are in the Generations lineup, and the Generations is also massive. So like anything you can get out of the Masterpiece, you could also get from Generations. And I just preferred doing that. They were cheaper, easier to get. God. I can't. Oh, come on. But now I have an inclusion to that. Optimus Prime, Silver Streak as a KO, NPM Bumblebee, NPM Barricade, Shockwave, and Soundwave. So. The new Devastator images, it makes it look better, but it's still not fully transformed. I'm sorry to say, for people that think, oh, well, that's obviously complete because it looks better. It's not. It still doesn't look good, but I want the separate constructed cons anyways. I mean, I've already made up like 4 of them. So it's like, I'm not going to stop. Alright. My Halo collection. I barely do anything with it because there's nothing out here that's being sold. One is big and one is small, and also Astro Train. What? Hello, V. I do want that Cliffjumper. Okay, let's talk about something. Cliffjumper from the Earthrise lineup. People are saying that, oh, it sucks, and Hasbro's just trying to get money out of you because they put a small figure in the lineup. It's not even a full deluxe size. First of all, the engineering probably makes it, proper deluxe, class. Like, it's not about scaling anymore. You can definitely tell by the leader class figures. It's about what's being used in there. That being either the engineering or the plastic, the amount of plastic being used. So Cliffjumper could easily be like, he could easily have more parts than Wheeljack. He's just smaller, so whatever. 2, Cliffjumper has a bunch of weapons. He has got a lot more than Wheeljack has. Wheeljack has like that little shoulder cannon thing, and that's pretty much it. Cliffjumper has 2 skis and 2 blasters that form into a giant blaster. So there's that. And third, and this is something that people seem to really miss, there's no Legends class anymore. It is the Micromaster 2-pack class now. There's no legends, so where else would he go? The only resolution I could see is that if they did a 2-pack with Cliffjumper and someone else, but I don't think they're going to do that right now. So that's why I don't want a super tall deluxe Cliffjumper. I got that in GDO. I want a nice Cliffjumper that's not a repaint of Bumblebee to be smaller than Wheeljack and other deluxe figures. Guess what he is? But no, Hasbro's just doing it because, man, what are they going to do? Release one class just for Cliffjumper? Will I get Unicron? I don't plan on it right now because I don't have $600 on me. God, I love my Halo collection. I really do. But they don't put anything in the stores anymore. My Walmart has gotten rid of them pretty much. So I'm like, what are we gonna do? Because, like, you know, the whole thing about Transformers is that when you look at older toys, like from the first movie and stuff like that, you think, wow, that was nostalgic because they sold so many Transformers and they were on top of their game and everything like that. Yeah, Halo, much worse right now. The Mega Constructs Halo collection stuff, they barely put out anything. If you're not on Amazon, you're screwed. So, Bionicle. Sorry, I keep looking at my Bionicle collection like, ooh. In case you guys missed what I was talking about with Bionicle, I was talking about the first 6 Toa because on my first Christmas actually getting a Bionicle set, that was one of the first Bionicle sets, and it took me about 19 years to get the full set now. So yeah. God, I have so many Bionicle sets. What sucks about Bionicle, and I don't mean this actually sucks as in like, oh, it's bad. But what kind of sucks about it is I've got so many spare parts from other Bionicle sets. Some Bionicle sets I own, but I need to replace a lot of the parts. Like the Vastus figure and stuff like that. And so I'm just sitting there with incomplete Bionicle sets that could be completed if I could go after the parts, but I can't right now. So I'm just looking at my Bionicle shelf like, I know I could put in like Vastus and stuff like that, but I'm missing like 2 parts. You know the round Bionicle sets, the ones that turn into the ball? Guess how many parts I'm missing from a complete set of the first wave? 2. Yes, I know about Bricklink. Everyone reminds me, Bricklink. It's getting annoying at this point. It's like, oh, Bricklink, I've never heard of that. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to be snappy, but like, I'm aware. We don't need Unicron, we need a new Commander class tidal wave. Why can't we have both? Yes, I know they're called Borak, but if I just call them Borak, then nobody's going to understand what I'm saying because this isn't really a Bionicle channel. Hey guys, do you remember when the Matoron went to Kurzani and they changed into the Toa and Nika? Were you guys just as sad when Matoro died? Again, I'm not trying to be snippy right now. I'm just like, I don't know. Brickseek. I haven't heard of that. Screw Coppa? Yeah. You mean that outdated law? I went on a whole rant about it early on. I'm not going to do it again right now. All I'm going to say is it's outdated. And anyone who says, oh, YouTube's not to blame, yeah, check on that. Who understood that reference? You want to see something badass that even maybe some Transformers collectors might like? It's not Transformers related, but it is pretty badass. Why not? I'm just asking you guys. I guess I'm learning about Bionicle today. Should I just show it? All right. This set right here, this set right here, this one right here, I have to move out of the way. It's a wonderful set, by the way. I just managed to finish it too. But this set right here, oh, this one, this, that was weird. My animals are having the fuss. This one right here, this little lady right here, is not what we're talking about. Although, same thing. This Matoron is not what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. This is the biggest Bionicle in my entire collection. It is the Caelar T9. Oh, this thing is just, oh, it's so freaking gorgeous. Oh, tastes like dust. This thing is so huge. It's a little broken, a little busted. I do have to replace some of the parts, but not everything at least. It is the best set ever. Let me tell you why. It's got Liwa, which is the best Toa ever. And if you argue with it, you're wrong. 2, it's got this awesome little gimmick of, it's a tiny gimmick. I would turn it by the gears, but it doesn't really seem to work that well. I guess they're just a little too tight. But it's got this awesome little gimmick of these wings being able to open, and that thing is breaking right there, so that's fun. But all these wings open up like so. So it expands like that. Yeah, these things kind of crack, so I do have to fix that up. It's just those, and then that right at the front there. And then you also have landing gear that just flips out from this little gear. And if you think, oh, that's just a little gear that flips it out, like it just slides out like that. Nope, it moves back and then moves forward. And I think it's rotating the other way too. So, yeah. But the biggest gimmick in this entire thing was this little gear system that you rotate the gear and then all this opens up. And it's a bunch of guns. So let me try and, again, on the gears back here, it doesn't really want to work anymore. It used to, but opens up. And then all these panels open up, and you got 2 blasters on the side there that you shoot. Look how big this thing is. Okay. You guys are not probably Bionicle fans, but let me do a size comparison. First of all, there's that and my head. So there's that. Let me compare it to something that you guys would probably actually get. Here's the Unicron. Okay? I should have brought out the Fortress Maximus, but that's in the other room. Okay? So, Unicron. Caelar T9. That's a big dude. That's a huge bench. And you know what's cool about this set too? You know what's so awesome about this? It was $100. 100 for all that. That's not bad. It really isn't bad. So that's the Caelar T9. My biggest, bestest Bionicle set ever. There we go. There we go. Okay. You guys know who Diamond Bolt is, right? I think Diamond Bolt got pissed off at me for talking about Bionicle. Not really, though, but... And not because, like, oh, you're talking too much about Bionicle. I mean that he thought he had... Or, no, sorry, let me try that again. He thought I had a small collection, but I had, like, a massive one. So. That's what she said. Oh. Is that what Gorath said? That's the green mosquito lady. Ah! Is it Krika or Kreka? Kreka's that one. You could tell they were running out of names because some of them were just sounding the same. There we go. There's Gorath. And there is Krika. Kreka. Same thing as Anua. What? Anyways, yeah, Bionicle. Love their sets. There's 4 viewers because nobody cares about Bionicle. But Bionicle is apparently coming back, maybe in a VR game. Who knows? Anyways, with that, yeah, I wasn't really expecting to do much today. Bionicle are just as cool as Transformers, in my opinion. Honestly, the 08 reveal was one of my first plot twists in any story. Yeah, I mean, I've been a fan of Bionicle since its beginning, so... And when some people are like... Oh, some people come to me and they brag, oh, I've been a fan of Bionicle since 2003. My first Toa was Tahu Nuva, and I got a Rakshi. Huh, I'm just special. I'm just like, I got the first Pohatu on Christmas. I also got Kongu when I was out in McDonald's. People don't know what I'm saying because I'm talking about Bionicle and bragging. Like it's anything special. Anua is arguably my favorite Toa. Funny story about Anua, I got this from parts. Didn't have a complete Anua, but I noticed that most of an Anua was in there. Just didn't have the neck and the claws, and eventually I got the neck and the claws. So, and I think that this neck piece was... That was weird. I don't get what just happened there. You could tell by the tones of the plastic. Because around, I think 2004, they changed the grays to having this bluish color to them. Kopaka! Stop freezing! I can't believe I got Coppa. I almost gotten a Coppa a long time ago with an online seller was selling it, and some of the parts had this yellowish tone to it, and eventually I got that one instead. So, God, I'm so impressed with my entire Toa collection. I got all 6 of them now. Oh, yay! If you really want to feel nostalgic about Bionicle, oh, pristine condition too. Favorite from any year? Oh, let me go grab them. Even though he's not my first, he is my favorite. This is really going to slap your booty. Let's see. I think I'm gonna call it for tonight. Can't wait for Star Wars that's coming out this month. God, can't believe that. And hopefully I'll be able to do another live stream soon, before Christmas, but we'll have to see. As far as updates to my content, again, I've got a Patreon going on, so if anyone wants to check it out, go ahead. You'll get some content early, so there's that. I'm going to try and be on top of it when I can. With that out of the way, the reason why I did the Misfortune episode and released it early is because with the whole Coppa thing, I'm not sure what's going on with the channel and stuff like that. Hopefully, nothing bad happens, but who knows. So I figured might as well release that video early. Hi, Not Irishman. You missed it. I was talking about Mega Construx, Halo, Transformers, and Bionicle. A lot about Bionicle. Probably more than I should have. I was mostly talking about Bionicle because I got the first 6 Toa now, which were the first original sets. So, and that took 19 years for me to do. I know nothing about bonks, to be honest. Well, you're just like mostly everyone who watched this. They were like, I don't know, I don't get it. I'm a Hero Factory guy. Let me tell you something. I have some Hero Factory as well. Isn't that glare just fantastic? Yeah, well, you might use William Furno, but I'll use a gold Picari, so... You know what's funny is that I saw on, I think it was bot posting and Bionicle Mask posting, that someone had posted on both groups, hey, did you guys see that T-Fan Page 101 and Ultimate Doom are the same person? I'm like, okay. I didn't keep it a secret. I've said it multiple times before, so I'm like, all right. God, mass posting gets a bad name sometimes, but I like that group. Conspiracy theory confirmed. No. Actually, you know what? Now that you mentioned Hero Factory, I wanted to bring this up. So, I didn't like Hero Factory for a long time because, well, it replaced Bionicle. I was like, oh, you traitors! But now looking back at it, it's not that bad. I think it did go downhill, especially with that whole mech thing. I was like, what the hell's going on? This is not just Exoforce, but it's trying to be Pacific Rim, and it just felt too much like it was supposed to be. But there was nothing really there for it, you know. It's like, cool, you got mechs, you know, some are interesting, but the characters were lacking because most of them in the show just didn't really feel like characters anymore. And it just, I don't know, it went downhill for me. I do have Meltdown, which is one of my favorite Hero Factory characters. And I've also got Explode here. Ooh. I don't think any of these ball joints are the right ones, but I don't want to replace them right now because that would mean that I could potentially break them. But I do have Explode with me right now. I love this thing. But my favorite out of all the villains that I have is Meltdown. I wish I had that orange helicopter guy though. My favorite one of the Hero Factory line is the 4 series, or the 4.0, whatever you want to call it, and that's the Breakout. Oh, that one had better story that felt like it was trying to progress somewhere, although it didn't. It actually had characters, they actually did stuff, you know, decent villains. I don't know why I stuttered today. And some of the heroes had some of the greatest designs because it essentially took a lot what was previous for Hero Factory and kind of combined them all together. Because you had the Furno mask or helmets, you had the helmets come back, and they were all equipped with different things that were actually different between them. It wasn't just like, oh, 2.0 body, and they have them all together. Savage Planet, I think for the villains on Savage Planet, those were good. I wasn't too into the heroes. Like 2.0 and 3.0, I think are fine as just bare action figures, but they just felt so lacking that I couldn't get into them. I mean, I look at Furno, I'm just like, cool, that thing's boring. But as an action figure, it's fine. Which is why I kind of like the 1.0 stuff, because, you know, hey, you had new parts and they actually stood out as characters. But definitely the Breakout lineup was my favorite. Too bad I only got 3 sets from the Breakout lineup. That is Evo, Black Phantom, I think it is, and Split Face. Also, didn't really much care for the Brain Attack lineup. Okay. Ordeal of Fire. Oh yeah, I got Firelord. Do I have any other villains from that lineup? I don't think so. All my heroes from 2.0 are just Furno, Nex, and I think I recently got Surge, but I'm not seeing Surge on the shelf. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Because I have a bunch of parts from some of those Hero Factory sets, but I wasn't able to complete them. But I managed to get everything from a Surge figure, and I just put it all together, and now I got a Surge on my shelf. So now I got 3 heroes on there. I got all 6 of the first wave of heroes. I don't have all the villains. I have half of them. I don't have the big sets. 2.0, I've got Firelord, and I've got 3 of the heroes. Savage Planet, I got 2 heroes, which is just Rocka and Furno. 4.0, I just have Evo, Black Phantom, and Splitface. 5.0, which is the brain one, I just have Rocka. I couldn't get into it anymore. And then for the last year, I just have that Surge Mech one. Oh, that was another cool thing about Breakout Beast Wave 4. Or not Breakout Beast. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Mega Constructs line. But the Hero Factory Breakout lineup is, throughout the whole entire line, villains didn't really come back up until that point, and they all became relevant. So not only did the villains from previous lineups become relevant, but you could also just add whatever villains you wanted. Like, if you wanted to add the future ones, go ahead. If you wanted to add your own, go ahead. You know? I think I like that about it. So, yeah, Breakout was my favorite out of all of them. I also like the handcuff pieces. Oh no, Tony Hawk. Ah, there we go. Come on. Like, I got Evo, mainly because I didn't have an Evo set. And I just keep thinking, wow, this is actually really decent. Oh, that was the main reason why I wanted Evo, was because of the new helmet piece. But Raka is not my favorite. He was kind of the protagonist. Yeah, but I mean, I guess Furno was kind of trying to get out of that rookie phase that they just wanted to put in a rookie still. Trying to think. There's like a Transformer that did that. It's like Night Scream with Cheetor. But yeah. It's so simple, but I really like it. Because one, his massive gun thing I think is pretty cool. And two, I like that new piece for the gun. And three, the helmet was nice. I ain't no Transformer. What the fuck, Bionicle is lame. Okay, then go away. I'm sorry I want to talk about other things. Oh well. Bionicle Gen 2. I could see why it failed. I think they completely forgot what made Bionicle essential. Or not essential, but like just what really gave it its like what made people feel for Bionicle, because a lot of the names were just kind of thrown out there. Like we had New Rock for a drone for a name of G1 Bionicle, and then for G2 it's just Creature of Fire. Woo. Don't know if it was just copyrights or something, but yeah, it just fell flat. And also they were just getting way too big, because I think this was a decent size for a Bionicle set to release. You know, it didn't need to be overly complicated, but it would be nice if it had that gearing system implemented into the torso, and for them to just make a new torso piece. But they didn't, and they just slapped one on and made it way more expensive than it needed to be. So I think that's one of the main reasons why Bionicle failed, because you got wave one of the original sets that you could buy for $60. And going down the road, they would eventually cost about $16 each, but they still weren't bad. You know, you could still afford them. And then to get all 6 of them for G2, it was $20 to $30 for one. Half of them were 20, half of them were 30. So you had to pay $150. He's still my favorite YouTuber, even better than the 60s. How do you donate? I have $500 for you. I guess you can donate through chat or something. I don't know. There should be like a super chat thing on. I don't know if you get that, but whatever. It's fine. Let's see. I keep looking at my. I I have my selects boxes up there, and I keep looking at it, and I'm like, those are boring boxes, but I like them for some reason. I don't know. Oh, you know why they look like that? Is because people are into sneakers and they look like shoe boxes and they're collectibles. And, oh. I just realized Ferndo's voice actor was replaced with Tia Prime's Jack voice actor in Brain Attack. Oh, Brain Attack? Really? I thought they replaced them all at, or maybe not two, but most of them at, what's the last one? Oh, like he's talking about history of the universe, but with Bionicle, so it's not boring. The history of the universe with Bionicle. Matanui was a big fellow, and he went to the planet of... Actually, nobody knows. Sapphire's Map. That's what is it? God, I don't even remember. But anyways, he went to the planet, and Makuta was like, no, no. And he went down, and he knocked his brother out to sleep. And so his brother was like, haha, I will use my Toa card. And Makuta fell because he was a slut. And that is the way of the Bionicle. Each set sold separately, batteries not included. God. You know what was crazy for me is that when the announcer guy, when I saw a Bionicle commercial and the announcer guy said each set sold separately, www.bionicle.com, I was like, oh, it's so nostalgic. Transformers! I still haven't replaced the parts for my Battle Blades Bumblebee. Because I don't know if anyone knows, the door for my Battle Blades Bumblebee broke, and I still haven't replaced it because I'm not good with pins. So I bet some people are like, what the hell are you saying? Yeah. Oh, Skids and Mudflap show. Let's talk about that quickly. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it right now. I want to do an episode just to say I've done an episode, but I also want to film them all back to back. And the reason why I want to do that is because it looks more consistent throughout the episodes. But I don't know. I might have an idea. I might have a plan. Who knows? Bumblebee is #1 Transformer in Uganda. Invasion from Below. Yeah, that's the thing. I hated it for so many reasons. One, the mechs were kind of... I mean, it was an interesting idea, but it was doing Pacific Rim and Exoforce, so it felt like a ripoff. I don't care how many people say, well, actually, these sets were designed in advance. You can't look at them and tell me it's not like Pacific Rim. And second, none of the characters felt like any of them. I mean, they just lacked. And three, the show just went downhill. I don't like it. All right, I am going to head out now. It's been so long, and I should probably just head out. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, I can complete a lot of Bionicle sets. Hopefully, I can get a lot of Bionicle parts in general because I like doing mocks, and maybe I could fix up some of my other mocks. I guess I could show that for a quick second. I got a lot of mocks. I'm just showing the updated ones. So Akana, this one, I decided to do a few things to her. Also give her that chain thing, but not much. Yeah, something. And then Clicks, I decided to remake some of her and give her some sword thing. Just stuff. Just stuff that nobody cares about because... Anyways. So with that said, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I love my Bionicle and Hero Factory stuff. We were all fine. I thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Oh, and I'm on Patreon now, so if you want to donate, you can, but you don't have to. That's up to you. It's just, something that you can do. I don't know. What am I saying? I will see you guys next time.